ECD here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at Marvel Tokon Open Beta. This was a really tough one to actually play. There was a lot of issues with the motion. You're going to see it through a few devices, but I still had a blast, and I'm not going to lie about that. So we're going to take a look at that. We did finally get to some resolution around some, but you're going to see as I kind of explain it further. So obviously watch it through to the end because there's a lot of tips throughout this entire video. And yeah, let me know what you want to see next. Thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe. I think we can get away with a full 720p and just using those little adjustments. Even at low settings, you could probably get away with it. But it doesn't seem like we need to do that either. Because now even with our little cutscenes, we're staring at the 59-ish mark, which is good. Allows you to get a sharper image. I know for sure though, CPU boost is needed. We're at 25 TDP though. The next thing would be to test for a TDP. Do we necessarily need the 25? Can we just go with 20? See what happens when we go to 20. Doesn't matter on that. So we only going to do anti-aliasing, post-processing, and shadows. I mean, and textures, which we can probably go high quality on textures. And then we're going to go down to 80% on this TSR. And we're at 20 TDP. Let's see what we can get.
Our next matchup in the challenge of the champion tournament.
Oh, not for you, the other guy who wants to sell his. Sorry. No, you're good, man. Trying to read chat and do this is fun times. Always end up reading it out of context.
You know what? I'm a sentinel of liberty.
See what we do when we get everybody in here. We did drop pretty drastically, 52-ish, but we want to lock 60. That is pretty important. What else could we do? Probably lower the resolution more, but trying to think. Is it worth it? We're gonna go 70 again. But again, I think you can probably get away with 90 if you just go to 25 TDP, but we're gonna go to 70 for sake of getting a more battery life out of it. So I think we're gonna lock that in for the settings. We still get a little bit of drops when we bring people in. But this is a good starting point for you guys, especially if you're just looking to play. But if you're trying to make sure that mug stays at a lock 61, looks like there might be some frame pacing issues that's going on here as well that we're not accounting for. But to get to a solid 60, decent visuals, because even if I'm looking at it from the handheld standpoint of view, still looks good. Apparently obviously it'll look better at the full 90. You will get a much sharper image, but you're going to be losing out on some battery life. So I would play strictly with 20 to 25 with this. CPU boost is obviously got to be on. My settings are custom. It's the same settings regardless, but the scaling resolution will be what I tweak. So settings would still be medium on anti-aliasing, medium on post-processing, high on textures, low on global illumination, low on reflections, low on shadows, low on effects. That way you can have clear. All of this is in support of a clearer image. That's all we're looking for. 70 on the scaling resolution is great for stability at 20 TDP. If you want to go 25, you can probably get away with 90 on the scaling. Again, this isn't accounting for the weird, maybe turning on VSync will help, but then you obviously introducing some latency and input. You don't want that in the fighting game. So there has to be something here within this. Definitely turn on CPU boost though. We're going to try this now on the Xbox Ally. Wish me luck. We're going to try to set the settings properly and then plug it back into the display. You ain't gonna get no audio for a little bit. Sign in. So we're gonna have to actually gotta do the shader step. We gotta do settings changes if necessary. I'm assuming it will be necessary, but first let's do the shader warm up and execute the shader warm up real quick. We still have the 22 TDP boost on. CPU boost on as well in order to see if we can get it to work. All right, so last time to fix this issue, we went into our graphic settings and then we went down to our custom and we just went back to medium. And doing that actually resolved the problem. So it's still at 30 and it's still in slow motion. So something's happening here. We're going to go global illumination low, reflections low, medium quality on the textures. And then we're going to go low on shadows, low on effects, and TSR at 50. Still not going to give you what you want because it, again, I think there's more to this than just a performance level. I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we are not privy to, or at least don't know, but something's broken for sure. If anything, we lose some, which is kind of what I expected. So we have to revisit this one. All right, let's go ahead and get this Legion up. This is it. Like I said, I think the Legion Go 2 will probably be in the same ballpark as the Xbox Ally X. Only thing I might be surprised by is if it's has better frame rate pacing, which is good. Not the only thing I'd be surprised by. It's probably going to be on that stuttery stuff that it was doing with the other one previously as well, because it's like loading shaders at the beginning. We're going to do two things here though. We're going to boost it to 25 and we're going to turn on, oh, it actually didn't have an issue. Gotta love it. And we're going to turn on performance. Does it run good on the Steam Deck? It can't run on the Steam Deck because it got that anti-cheat. At least that's what I think. I can double check it, but I think the anti-cheat breaks it. But I try it on the Legion Go. If we were to just go to medium, let's see if that fixes it. We also still have to run our shader compilation step. All right, we were able to fix that to unlock our full performance, or at least to a point where we can get to the 60. Now we have to go do our shader compilation step. The game is broken. The game is thoroughly broken right now. Not really sure what to do outside of these weird workarounds I haven't figured out after banging my head against the wall 1,000 times. It's just weird, but it's what it is. I'm gonna execute the shader warm up. Does this game feel like Marvel vs. Capcom? Honestly, I haven't played enough, but it does feel fun and engaging. I'm gonna switch to my regular PC and try to cleanse myself of my disgust of this game right now, because it's not the game. It is the game, but it will be fixed. It's just I'm disgusted by the amount of work I had to do to get the game to even run like it should have normally. So I'm gonna probably play on my PC and just try it out, see how I like it or not. Let's see if we get up higher.
Come to you.
Really, keep changes. Not necessarily. I mean, we're dibbling, dabbling higher, but it looks like it just might be less performative than Xbox Ally X at similar settings. We go back to efficiency. If we go any more higher,
What's wrong? Keeping a distance?
looks like it just might be a tad bit weaker than the Xbox Ally X. Even if I would call people in, let's see how that works. Yeah, we're dropping to the 40s. It never dropped to the 40s when we were doing that. So it is a little bit weaker. Not sure why, aside of the fact that it could be just better support on one than the other. But that seems to be the case. Settings we're running a little tad bit lower than the Xbox Ally X. I think we would want to keep it on performance though. So let's try it and let's keep it on performance and let's try that same tactic again. Still fall below. I'm not really seeing a gain here. Did we have anything else changed in our settings that would cause this to be different? Oh, we had this TSR, we were at 70, we were at custom, shaders were warmed up. If we restart right now, it's going to cause that whole 3080 by 2160 to happen again. So we don't want to do that, but it looks like we're at our performance level for this device as well. They had a story for this? They do have stories. Interesting. I'll skip it. I don't want to spoil it. I just want to get into a fight and see how I go. It's cool. They got this little graphic thing going on. I like it. Let's get the fight going. Is there not a fight for this? Am I skipping way too much? I actually like this setup, even though I don't like that they don't got no voice acting. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the Legion Go S to see if it runs. I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Now looking at the Legion Go S, I did download Withering Waves, didn't I? Wow. No anti-cheat has been found. I think it's an anti-cheat thing. Network. No anti-cheat module has been found for this game and platform. I think that tells us our answer. Tokon cannot run anti-cheat OS. It looks like this is not supported, unfortunately.